third part of the broken window concept. In the first two parts, we have seen that small, visible, and consistent change brings about disproportionately positive changes in the output. Also, we have seen that if we care, most people care. And now we will see where this concept has been applied and has been successful, so that you also want to apply it in your life. The first is the example of Milo of Creton. This was a wrestler in the 6th century Greece. And this boy, as a youngster, was very weakling. Then he got a teacher. The teacher didn't know how to get this boy to exercise so that his musculature will build up. So he was observing this Milo of Creton. Creton is a city. And then he realized that he is in love with his cattle. So he simply told him, "Which is your favorite cow?" He showed the favorite cow. When that favorite cow had a calf, the teacher told Milo to just hold that calf and take it on his shoulder, and then walk around the whole ground where the cows were. Milo did as he was told, and this he did every day, morning, afternoon, evening. Putting up the calf on his shoulders, he would go around the whole ground. And interestingly, as the calf grew, so did Milo's strength. And within a year, Milo was having a half-grown ox on his shoulders. And within 2 years, which is the maturity period of an ox, he was able to carry a full-grown 200 kilo or 250 kilo ox on his shoulder, morning, afternoon, evening, all across the ground. And can you imagine his strength then? Yes, he became 6-time Olympics winner in wrestling because of this enormous strength. A small change got a very disproportionate result. The second example we can see from India in 1995 about the story of Mughal Sarai station. Mughal Sarai is a very busy station in the then Uttar Pradesh, and this station had many platforms. Interestingly, the platform 7, 8, 9, 10 were hardly being utilized for trains. And these were the platforms that became the locations for antisocial elements. So much so that they used to gather there, play cards, or have drugs, or even do all kinds of antisocial activities. If tube lights were put up there, they would break the tube lights or take them away. They would vandalize this area. And it was so difficult because these gangs were very strong, and they would not allow anybody to come onto these particular platforms. And then the contract for keeping the station clean was given to a particular company. The company didn't know how they would manage this platform number 7, 8, 9, 10. But they started doing their work earnestly. They cleaned up all the platforms diligently, day after day, and replaced tube lights, bulbs, electrical fittings, or whatever else was stolen or that was vandalized was replaced the next day. In about 8 weeks time, the antisocial activity is reduced, and after 6 months, the vandals vanish altogether without having taken any coercive measure. One of the principles of criminology that also worked here is criminals look for easy place, easy activity, an activity which is away from public glare. So when the change comes, the glare comes automatically, or the place starts becoming clean every day. So somebody is caring. So you care, we care. That is the principle of broken window, as we have discussed earlier. By the way, you can see these two videos. I will be putting the link in the comment section below. So this was the direct application of broken window in the railways. And we will take up the third example, which is the example of an IAS officer who was posted as revenue officer in Ahmednagar. This officer observed the working of the government office. People used to come, stand up in queue outside, and as you know, revenue office has lots of work, ration cards, land, revenue, and so on. And they would go to the receptionist would guide them to the officer or the lowest officer or the clerk who was responsible for that work. And then that clerk would take the work, it would go from table to table. At some time or other, it would land up at the head table, and maybe the work would be sorted out, may not be sorted out. But there was a huge amount of lethargy, lots of red tape, and inordinate delay in the whole process. Having watched this officer did only one change in the whole system. He replaced the receptionist with 2 senior officers. So now anybody that would come to the office would directly go to the senior officer and would tell them, this is my work, and the senior officer would guide them what documents are required, and then they would accept those documents on behalf of the office and direct a suitable person to do the job. The whole organization had turned on its head by just one idea, changing tables. And in fact, interestingly, even the work of senior officers reduced with this correction or with this change. The overall office became much more efficient and effective on the basis of just this one change. Interestingly, even the employees were happy because now they don't have to directly interact with the public or answer variety of questions on one side and then explain on the other side, spend time explaining rules to the officer. Now they are getting work from an officer who knew the work and clear instructions of what to do with it. So their work also was reduced, their headache also was reduced, so they were very happy or much better off in the new system. A very small, consistent, visible change. So these are the 3 examples that we have taken of broken window and how it can be applied in today's situation. Do apply it in your life and let us know in the comment section how it has worked out. Namaskar.